Hey there, I'm Matt. Welcome to my channel.
I'm on. Cool. Hello there. I'm working on having a desk in a new location, a location that's not quite as dreary and um, d- dark and so moved to a location that's a little bit nicer to look at for me. So I thought, I haven't done a stream in a long time, so I thought I might try it out again. See if I mean I've done I do the stream every week with Ryan, but I haven't done one of the kind of on my own ones in a while. Hi, I did a marathon on your videos this night. Perfect. I love it. I love to hear that. What am I working on other than trying out a new desk setup? Not much. Um, I I built um, what are they called? A community node for N8N for working with Obsidian, so that when you, of course, it doesn't quite work yet, but the idea is that it's um, when you make any changes to a note in your Obsidian vault, it will trigger a new workflow, depending on whether the front matter is set according to whatever your requirements are. And I'm using that so that I can write my script for a video, and then I say script complete, but description not complete, and an AI will pick that up and generate a description, and then have another one that says, you know, generate 10 tweets, or whatever they're called on X now. And yeah, so using N8N for that because I just kind of dig that platform. Hello, Engelsman, Finland. Yeah, I don't really have anything to talk about. I just wanted it's a one thing that's different is it's not a great camera that I'm using because I'm on my MacBook Pro, which I love the Mac devices, but their cameras are garbage. Although I hear the new one is less so. Um, what are you all working on? Have oh 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 hello. Oh no. Okay, sure. Sure, I can get by. No, no, no problem. Yeah. Doing what? Playing. Oh God. Oh. Oh no. Yeah. Good. I did, yes. Yeah. Wow. Cool. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Okay, well, I will pick you up in about 20 minutes then. Or I will leave here in about 20 minutes. Pick you up. Wish. Okay, sounds good. All right, bye. Well, sorry about that. My wife called just as I was starting. My daughter had a sleepover last night, and my wife is friends with the other mother, and so they ended up all four of them staying at the house in at their house, and then they went to breakfast this morning. And apparently, the two girls, they're 5 and 6 or 5 and 7. Um, they didn't sleep much last night till like 4:30. They finally dozed off. 4:30 in the morning, and now they're pretty much like hating each other. Oh my goodness! Jeff Naruki has joined me. Very exciting. I was just I have to go pick up my wife in about 20 minutes, and they're up at the north end of the island of Bainbridge Island. So it shouldn't take much longer than 10, 15 minutes to get there, but um, yeah. Anyway, so let's see. What did I miss? What were you all talking about while I was chatting with my wife? Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Have you looked at InstructLab and the Granite models? What are your opinions of its approach to fine tuning and RAG? Coming in with a fastball. Sorry. InstructLab. I mean, I know Granite. InstructLab. Maybe I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the right thing. So InstructLab is part of Red Hat. Oh, Red Hat and IBM. Hmm. And then it's an enhanced version of IBM Granite. Okay. And so it's a method, taxonomy driven data curation, large scale synthetic data generation, iterative large scale alignment tuning. Oh, it's a way of training an LLM. I don't know. I haven't really dealt with it. Red Hat's involved, so I'm sure they'll screw it up. um, I don't know. I don't. I have no opinions. Well, I guess I had one opinion. He is that good. Oh, is that me? I'm that good? I binge watch. Have you ever tried any second brain kind of workflow? Second brain, like using Obsidian, or as a second brain kind of thing. I mean, I use Obsidian. I don't know if there's a specific workflow that I stick to. Hello from Marabella, Spain. Where's Marabella, Spain? Maps. Maps. Where's Maps? I feel like it's open. Oh, there it is. Okay. Marabella, Spain, España. Oh, Marbella, not Marabella, Marbella. Oh, in Malaga. Okay. Um, so I think one of my former colleagues at Datadog lived in that area. I feel like she did. Where did I go? I rented a house in, God, where was that? Near Ronda once. What was the name of the town? It was a smaller town. Oh, Montajac. We rented a house there for about about 2 weeks. Oh, it was gorgeous. It was great. It was right up against the side of a mountain, and and Ronda is what beautiful. And I went there with when I was living in Amsterdam, and it was just a cheap place to go for a couple of weeks. And my parents came to visit me from they lived at the time in Seattle, and my mother still does, and well, Bainbridge Island, and they visited me in Amsterdam, and then we flew down to Spain and went to this little house in Montajac, and we so normally if I go anywhere, I would get out of the car and go to that place. If you're going to a particular place for to see the sights, and yet going with my parents, they still like my parents always did. We went to somewhere, and then first we have a meal. We like have a picnic lunch, either in the car or maybe at the nearest picnic table. And I remember we went to Alhambra, and said, my mother said, "Oh, well, let's eat our sandwiches first, and then we'll go in." And it's like, no, 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 let's go. There's a line. We have to get in line, and come on, let's just go. And so we sit there in the car eating our sandwiches, seeing all these people go by, and finally we finish up and we walk over to the ticket counter, and five people in front of us, they said, "No more tickets. That's it for the day." It's like, and I've never been back since. So anyway, that's my Spain story. Let's see. I'm curious to hear how you have NoCoDB set up. Do you have it in the same droplet that you have for your N8N droplet? Yes, it is in the same droplet. So I have, what do I have on there? I have searching and NoCoDB and N8N. I'm not using NoCoDB that much yet. I'm still gradually transitioning from using, what was I using before? Supabase. Gradually transitioning over. And but I have all three of them on that machine, and then I have traffic running, and that way I can go to n dot my domain name, or what do I have? D for DB, a database, dot whatever that domain is, and S, I think it is, or maybe X. S for search. Um, a YouTube scraper that finds free leatherwork patterns. I obviously missed something. And collects the links. I want it to do some other bits. I obviously missed something. New. Okay. Uh, I hope your project goes well. I'm working on running N8N and NoCoDB locally. I'm not sure if I want to use Supabase or NoCoDB. I mean, Supabase is great because it's for most projects that you're going to need, for personal stuff, it's essentially free, and as long as you're not doing anything where worst case scenario, I guess worst case scenario, they're going to take over my machine as well. Some hacker will take over my machine, and somebody like a Supabase probably has hired better security people than I will ever be. So it's the danger of hosting anything outside of my local network. Um, okay, now I got to the Jeff Naruki comment. Hello, Jeff. We had worked together. Well, for everyone else, we had worked together for years in shared an office in New York City, and looking out over the, what was that building? The Chrysler building. And with my evil coffee pot that I never cleaned. Hey Matt, huge fan. Don't post much, but seeing the opportunity, wanted to use it from Trevor Lloyd. Want to say thank you for all the videos. You really inspire me. Oh, cool, excellent, wonderful to hear. Do you guys have cloud? Do you guys have cloud? We have. Are you asking about clouds? Those are. It's all cloud right now. It's gray. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Oh, was that lightning I just saw? But it is all clouds. It's one low, big ass cloud. Have you published the community and Obsidian node? Yes, I have, but the trigger node does not work. The regular node, there's two nodes or two actions. One for if you point it to maybe you've got the path for a document in your in the JSON. You can point to that the path of that file, and it will read the file contents as well as convert the front matter, the YAML front matter, to JSON that you can use later on in your workflow. And then there's a second one, which is we'll just write the document to a new document. Oh, well, it'll overwrite everything. And you can add additional front matter to that note. So it is published, but there's minimal docs, and I need to get the trigger working. I thought it was working, and then I tried it this morning, and it didn't work. Like, I appreciate the shout out a few months back and the story of living coffee machine experience. Oh, so I just said it again. Okay. Hi, Matt. Fair enough. Any interesting startups that you're looking at now? I'm on the lookout for a new gig. Yeah, there's so many, but I don't know of cool new ones that are actually hiring yet. Because you're still doing the project management kind of stuff or product management stuff. I think, I assume. I will probably get to that comment later. Well, we were near the Flatiron, but from our office, we looked the other way, didn't we? We looked towards the Chrysler building. We had that corner office, which was awesome. Or maybe did we have other offices? I can't remember. I just always remember that corner, and we looked out towards the Chrysler. I thought that's what we looked at, but I don't know. And then later on, when I was at Datadog, the first office that we had was also by Flatiron. It's on 23rd and 5th, I think, 24th and 5th. N8N nodes Obsidian. Yes, that's me. Uber Goober. Wearing a Datadog shirt right now. I wear Datadog shirts a lot. When you are at a company from the time it's tiny, I mean, I joined there when it was 30 people, and you are the main spokesperson essentially for the company. Every event I go to was a was basically a company event, and so I had enough shirts to I could for a while I could do probably 3 weeks of events without washing a shirt because I had 15 shirts. Now I'm probably down to maybe 7 or 8. Gradually, they are all getting massive stains or stretching in weird ways, and um, yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Datadog shirts. Now, of course, you had a space between data and dog, which could imply that you're talking about one of the many other companies with that same name. I think there was like a accounting software based out of Ireland or somewhere like that, somewhere in Europe. And there's been a number of other Datadog companies. Although I don't know if they would still exist now because Datadog's gotten to be so big. Hey, Matt from We Are Family. Hello. You asked what we were doing. I'm slow on the comments, but thank you for reminding me. And that was probably all like a while back, right? Do you have Skynet? Skynet? Do you have Sky? What in that? Wait, what's the Skynet? What's the service by Musk? It's not Starlink. Do I have Starlink? Was that the question? I don't know. Oh yeah, I gotta and I can't go like I am because I'm still in my PJs. So I gotta get dressed. But thank you for that reminder. Let's see, product management. Yep. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your amazing videos. Well, thank you. Who said that? Niaz Muhammad. Well, thank you very much for that. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate your bite-sized videos. They've helped me quickly absorb intel I've needed at times to move quickly on my projects. Perfect. Awesome. The one I'm wearing had the data nerd across the front. Interesting. I've been subscribed to you since the beginning. Absolutely love your videos. How long did you work with the Ollama team? I left Datadog about, I want to say about 3 years ago now. Maybe even, yeah, probably about 3 years ago I left Datadog. And then I joined a company. I mean, the company I left for, they kept calling me over and over again. And I finally took their call. And they were doing role-based access control for Kubernetes. And it looked like a really interesting group. And at the time at Datadog, I was still building out a lot of training material for working with Datadog and Kubernetes. So it was generally an area I was spending time in. And so they hired me. And I was also fascinated by the fact that their previous project they had worked on when they were still in college was called Kitematic, and that was really the first UI for Docker. And so I'd used Kitematic ever since it first came out. And so those two guys, they were roommates, and that now they were, 10 years later, they were building out a new tool for, as I say, role-based access control for Kubernetes. And we were working on that for, I want to say, a full year. And then we pivoted to doing SSH tools. And the idea with that new product, it was a component of what we were doing with infra for RBAC for Kubernetes, but more focused on SSH keys. And so you could spin up a new server and run one command, and within seconds, you had invited all of your coworkers within a department all onto that server, and everybody has SSH access. Now, we were getting into this right at a time when a lot of companies were no longer allowing their employees to use SSH to servers, and instead going more and more, and we've seen this over a number of years, going more and more to infrastructure as code, and you deploying stuff to GitHub, and then that automatically gets deployed to the server. But we were working more and more with AI tools to try to help make us all faster and better. And so maybe 2 months, 3 months after we pivoted to SSH, we pivoted again to creating this little tool, wondering if anybody would be interested in it. And we weren't really sure of the name at first, but one of the guys said, "Oh, Llama," and that just kind of stuck. And so that was Ollama, and yeah, and then so that was about a year and a half into my time with that group. We started working on Ollama, and within weeks, well, 3 weeks after we started, we switched over from using Python to Golang, and within another 2-3 weeks, we were already close to 1 million downloads. And I was like, yeah, this is the thing that we've been searching for, the product that people are going to be interested in. Who knows what the monetization strategy is going to be? I mean, they are a company. They did raise a round of funding, and it is with some major companies, major VCs. And so but the investors definitely believe in anything, whatever they want to do. And oh, there's a bug on the inside. Where did he come from? Yeah, so at some point there will be a monetization strategy, but I think it's always going to be free for the end user. I think because like one of the seed investors was the CEO of Docker. I mean, they have this strong connection to Docker, and they really liked the when Docker finally found a monetization strategy that really worked. And I mean, they're doing amazingly well now, and it was looking kind of sketchy for a while, but that strategy seems to work really well. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they go something similar to what Docker did, where for 95% of all the users of Docker, there is no requirement to pay to get all the access, all the benefits of using Docker. But it's only if you're at a company that is a certain size, 10 million in revenue, I think, or 200 people or more, then you pay like something tiny, $5 a month or whatever it is. And so I would imagine that's going to be maybe where it goes, or maybe paying for private registries, or who knows. Anyway, that was a long answer to the question, and I really should be leaving. Let's see, what else are we talking about? Talking about data logging. I work for a database company, and we have integrated Datadog in sidecars to monitor for specific customers. Awesome. Starlink, yes. Yeah, I was thinking it was named after a very surprised pack animal. I it's not a very exciting origin story. Yeah, and a lot of companies have an origin story of where the name came from. And I mean, Datadog also had this incredibly stupid origin story for the name, and I kept wanting them to come up with a better story. And the two founders, the two French founders, had worked at a company called Wireless Generation, and the idea was that they had a server called, all the servers were basically Datadog and other things that you need to email dog and other things like that. I mean, goofy names, but nobody knew what this Datadog machine was, and they created the company to kind of solve that kind of problem. Let's see. It's going to be an amazing feeling to help you start, knowing you help start something that's changing the world. Changing the world. That's a bit much. I mean, it's definitely have a big impact on people that care about AI tools, which is some what I wonder how many people actually know about and are actually using any sort of AI tool. It's probably 5% of the population, global population, if that, 5, maybe 10%. And so how many of them are using, some sort of local tool? Far less than that, or 5% of whatever that number is. But yeah, hopefully we will, they will. I've been gone from the company for 11 months. I still say we. I think I still say we with Datadog as well. And I've been gone from them for 3 years. And I think it took me a while to finally stop saying we with OpenText and with Microsoft. But yeah, I still say we. Fun fact, Musk has a second LEO internet ComSat system for the U.S. government called Starshield. Huh. Wonder if he's going to screw that one up too. Let's see. Why you left Ollama team if not a secret? It was just it's a small company. There are 10 people in the company. I was the only non-developer who's actually building code for the product. Everyone else was in that particular role. And I think it just made sense not to having somebody like me, an evangelist, or whatever you want to call that role. I like the word evangelist, but some people prefer developer advocate, or which I think is a stupid name, or usually it's advocate, which doesn't mean it. I mean, it's just a stupid name. But yeah, having that kind of role at that company at that point didn't seem to make sense, and they didn't think there was much value in doing videos, and I really want to do videos, as you can tell, because I've been doing a lot of videos, and so I was definitely shocked when that relationship ended, but it allowed me to, I guess, rip the Band-Aid off and really focus on this thing that I've been wanting to do for 15 years, maybe even longer. Just to dedicate all my time to building the videos that I want to make, and that's what I've been doing for about 11 months now, and it's just so much fun. It was terrible at first. I mean, nobody likes that kind of conversation that you have with a manager, but I'm so, if the offer came again to go back to the company, even though I think they're going to do amazing things, I don't know if I want to go back to working for any company. It's really nice not working. I mean, I'm probably working as hard as I ever did, but it's really nice not working for anyone else. And if you can do that, do that. Figure out what your number is that you need to have in order to survive for 5 years, 10 years, the rest of your life, whatever it is. And once you hit it, take some time and do whatever you want to do. I was in the super, super lucky, and I always have it. I always remember that I'm in this special place, in that I um, I was at a company, a tiny company that wasn't going to do anything. I requested an extra zero for the number of shares that I got in exchange for $5,000 less in salary per year, which seemed like a great deal for the company. And then Datadog blew up and we IPO'd, and oh my God, it's like life changing. Gives you the freedom to do whatever you want to do, and so I have that now, and so I'm making videos because that's what I love doing. That was a long answer. Sorry. Where do you think AI is going, heading? I think things will continue to get better, more powerful. People are going to think of new ways of using this kind of base technology in fascinating ways. I think when I don't know if what the end goal is. Is the end goal AGI and or something like that? I think that's definitely probably achievable. I liked Altman's estimate for. He had some statement, a few thousand days before AGI, which I mean, there's many ways of interpreting that. Some people are interpreting that as like 2,000 or 1,000. I think that's more like 9,000. So 25 years. I think is definitely. I don't know. Maybe that's also a little bit too soon for when it will actually happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if there is that kind of power in AI in the next. See what year is it? 2025, 2024. Yeah, I think that's kind of the time I was thinking by like 2050, 2045, somewhere in there. Probably definitely not before 2035. There's just so much more work that needs to be done, and it's taken us 60, 70 years to get to the point where we're at now. And or if you reset the time to be, when were the first papers that came out that really created what we have today as LLMs. There was people often bring up the Google paper from 8 years ago, but then there was this other one that was also had a lot of the original ideas written about in the early 90s. And so if you just think about the process of, LLMs, we're 35 years into this. So I definitely don't think we are a year away. We're definitely not 5 years away. 10 is a bit of a stretch, but 15 to 20, yeah. I don't know where it's. I mean, more and more tasks will be able to get done by an AI, and it'll be more of a threat for it early on for the intern level kind of job, but if it's taken your job already, maybe we're doing. No, I don't know. Anyway, trying to find some fellow developers who want to start AI projects that benefit the world. Do you know of any why don't I say Escort? Any Discord groups or communities that could help me find people with similar mindsets? I feel like there's a bunch of those that different different YouTubers that are they'll create these Discord communities, and from the sounds of it, some of them are trying to do that, of like getting developers together to think about making projects. I feel like a bunch of those have been created. I don't remember any of them, and it's 1:45, and I was supposed to at least be getting ready to go 15 minutes ago. So I think I'm going to have a very upset wife very soon. So I got to go. Thank you so much for being here. We are all here. I guess we are that group. And I do have a Discord, which you can find the link to in most of my videos. I think the link works. Or of course, there's the Olama Discord, which is discord.gg/Olama. They pay whatever they have to pay, $200, $300 a month to get that URL. But anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna get in trouble soon. Where did that go? And I've got a dog that looks like she needs to pee. Yes, I know, Jake. Oh, do you need to pee? Okay. Okay, hold on. Don't pee now. Hold on. I gotta go. Bye. Thank you. Thanks for being here. It was fun.